But here's the thing. How could they have faked this thing in space? I mean, we've got all these goofs going along saying, you saw the video of them in space and they were doing stuff with weightless stuff and they were floating around and everything. So you know it's real because it was in 4K. It was in 4K. 4K? Look at here's Bill Paxton. He must have been in fucking space too. Look there. Kevin Bacon too. How could they have done? See, they can't fake that shit. See, now how could they have faked that, right? There's no possible way. See, so what that means is that they actually, to film that movie, Apollo 13, they literally had to really send Bill Paxton, Kevin Bacon, and Tom Hanks up into space. They sent them up there, and that's how they did it. Because, you know, we just saw the Artemis mission, and how could they fake that? I mean, you saw the rocket take off, right? You saw this rocket take off. There it went, boom. And then they came on and showed you some game graphics. And then they showed you these guys floating around a lot like these fellas were in here. Floating around, playing with their drinky water and shit and their juice, Tang or whatever they're drinking right there. See? You can't fake that. These fucking people have got to be the most gullible goddamn people I've ever seen in my life that believe that shit. You know? They just really do have to be the most dangerously demented, easily. P.T. Barnum, man. There's one born every fucking minute, you know? One born every minute.
A few moments later.
Anyway, Trump's mad at the Pope now. Who is the Pope? Who is the Pope? What does that represent, really? We know that it's the head of the Vatican. We know that he's like the grand poobah of the Catholic Church, right? But where's that all come from, right? Where's that all come from?
Who is the Pope? He is the Emperor of Rome. Rome never died, never faded away. It became the Vatican. What is the Vatican? It is the priesthood of all of the old pagan religions of Rome, built upon the deception that they are Christian. Can man change the orders of God? Can man elevate himself above God? No. Then why did the Pope change the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, the venerable day of the worship of the sun Osiris? Why in the outer courtyard of the Vatican is there a temple of the sun, an obelisk, and a reflecting pool built as a fountain around the base of the obelisk? Because what we're talking about in Dealey Plaza and in Washington, D.C. exists also in the Vatican. And I'm not trying to insult Catholics, I'm just trying to tell you the truth.
Still Rome. He's just the Roman emperor. He's just got a different name now.
A few moments later.
I was thinking that the other day. I said, man, this is like right at the, just like the Cuban Missile Crisis. But no fear, nukes aren't real. So the best they can do is probably a fuel air bomb, some GBUs. Outside of that, there's no such thing. This is why, don't you think Israel would have used it by now? Don't you? Of course they would, because they're sneaky and they're underhanded. And that's just how they operate.
A few moments later.
Here's an interesting thing. A gender reassignment surgeon has come forward to reveal that Rhino Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina has been receiving hormone therapy treatments to transition into a female by use of estrogen for the last several years, and has recently undergone a gender reassignment operation to officially become a transgender woman. Graham is also said to wear makeup and fake breasts in private and is reportedly highly insecure about his gender dysphoria. This is what the Democrats have always had on Lady G. Washington, D.C. has truly become one sick, depraved town. I don't know, man.
Ooh, I don't even want to think about that.
He's not going to make a very good-looking woman.
A few moments later.
So this is kind of interesting about the jinn, that they're a lizard race.
Jinn races, many of them look like lizards, literally. And as a result, if their frequency enters into people and occupies that person, they create that barrier all around, and that's their way of masking themselves, where they create a frequency and they look human under certain sounds, and under their excitement and stress, that veil is distorted at times, and people all of a sudden see something they shouldn't be seeing, because that creature is trying to keep a veil of who they are. So it's a manipulation of energy that Allah is giving in Surah Al-Yasin, that we create a barrier in front of them and behind them.
Like I said, like some kind of a parasitic possession, you know, like those, like the Gaul on Stargate, you know.
Well, I mean, it's what people said before. It's like in that based on frequency, right? Because he's claiming, you know, they give off the frequency of looking like that, and if they're do whatever, get excited, that frequency does. It's the same thing as like putting that sand on that thing, and then putting a frequency to it. It changes the shape of what the sand would look like. And it's the same way with like a salamander or like a human. If they're born or they're placed in something where the frequency's off, their leg will grow somewhere weird on their body. It won't. They won't grow like a normal salamander, or like I think in some ways as humans, in some way the frequency being off where somebody's not born with a hand or a little stub or something. The frequency's off.
Yeah.